whole time we're working on muscles around our midsection. So I really want to give you a full flavor of lengthening and shortening the muscles and the muscle fibers, everything around the cylinder here, from the bottom of the ribs to the top of the pelvis. So this cylinder, yeah, all the way around, we're going to be working through today. Let's lift the right arm up and then the left arm up. We're going to come out into a lateral flexion. That's it. Over to your right and then left. Okay, down we go. Let's circle round on the right arm. Now this is just to make sure you've got some room behind you. Yeah, so we'll circle round. All right, now take both arms open, fingers spread and palms to the floor. We come round to the right and to the left. And again, round to the right and to the left. Now I'm going to come down on my right side, and as I do, I come over on my left arm, and then down on my left arm and over on my right. So notice I'm coming down, I'm touching down the side of my thigh and then to the other side. Okay, lift it up and then back to rotation. Let's put these two movements together. So the arms stay in your horizontal position. I want a nice connection through the core muscles as well. And even if I talk to you all the time about bracing your abdominals, don't be afraid to sort of loosen them off and relax them every now and again. You don't have to keep them tense the whole time. So inhale and exhale. All right, bring yourself up to the center and then place your hands on top of your pelvis, and then we're just going to rock forward and back. Yeah, forward and back. There we go. So tuck it under and then push it back. Tuck under, push back. All right, two more. Lift and back. Center, standing up nice and tall. Hands under the thighs and slide down to stop. And then you come into your flexion to extension. You begin to work through that spine now. Go. Up we go into flexion and then extension. There we go, flexion and extension. Two more, one. Okay, so we're sagittal plane through the spine currently, and then we're going to do rotation. So drop through and lift up. And again, so you drop it through and lift up, and then two onto the other side. So drop through and lift as high as you can to the sky, high as you can. All right, and then hand down, and then just move through and wag your tail side to side. Okay, and stop into your center, drop your chin to your chest, and then roll it up. We're going to lift the arms up to inhale, arms around the outside to exhale. And again, up we go to inhale, around the outside to exhale. One more time, up and through. Place your hands on top of your shoulders. So a nice connection now through the core, so your cylinder here, little connection through to the gluteal muscles, and then we go round. Yeah, round we go. So lifting up through that shoulder, that ball and socket joint. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Then open your arms. We'll go back to rotation, right and left. We'll do that again. And then we're going to take the right arm down and then keep it in that position and then over. So it becomes like a 12 o'clock and a 6 o'clock. Yeah, up where we were, and then 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And again, up and over. And last one. Then come back out into horizontal, soften the arms, and then come forward and open. And again, so we come forward and open. Two more. Forward and open. Using your breath. Inhale to exhale. And come over the top, over on your right arm, and then over on your left arm, and again over and through. Okay, now we're going to bring the arms down, relax them back, and step forward on the right leg. Yeah, just a little step forward and back. So a step, it's not a lunge, it's just a nice big step. All right, and again, so we're going to come forward and back. Now, as you come forward, your back leg is naturally going to just slightly bend there, you know? And again, so a lunge would look more like this. You're coming really down into the ground. It is really the step. See the difference? Step. Now to the side. Step out to the side. So a side lunge, yeah? Side lunge. And again, out to the side. And then we're going to go into your transverse, into the corner. So I'm going to like turn to rotate. So notice the top of the pelvis goes into my corner. So if I'm facing you is a 12 o'clock, behind me is a 6 o'clock. So I'm now going into like a 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock, into a diagonal. All right. I'm now going to go into a 6 o'clock back. So just think of it like a clock. I think that's the easiest way of doing when we're making these patterns in front of us. All right. So I'm now in a 6 o'clock. I'm now going to go forward into a 12 o'clock. Okay, I'm now going to go to a 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I go into my corner, yeah, and corner. Should I do that again, just so we got the clock right? 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Then I'm going to go into my 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So out and out. It'd be a great way to teach a child the time, wouldn't it, doing this? And then into my 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Back we go. That's it. And then 2 more. Come back and through. And then you're going into your 6 o'clock. So push back and in. That's it. Push back and in. 2 more. 1. And we're going to do a snow angel with the arms. So use our breath. You're going to come inhale. Now as I lower my arms, I'm going to drop my head, neck and shoulders. And then I'm going to roll down to the floor. Okay, and again, so breathe in and then breathe out as you roll up. Nice connection around the core. Remember your cylinder. Inhale up, exhale down, chin to chest. Roll it down, rolling it down, and then bringing it up and through. All the way up and through. Now leave the arms down, step the right foot out. So you've got a little bit of a wider position. Push the hands down into the corner of your right side and then up into your left. So I want you to feel this in the right side of your cylinder. Yeah, so down, and then as you lift up, you feel the stretch. And again, wood chop down and lift, just change sides. So you push down into your left and then up into your right. And the moment you lift the arms, there we go. There's your intense ab work. So you might not feel like you're doing very much. Yeah, it might not feel a lot to you. And it wouldn't feel a lot to you if you're kind of doing that and that. Yeah? So it's really got to be a down and lift. Yeah? Again, halo round. So we're going to come around into my halo and then halo your other side. Just notice I'm holding on to my fingers. Just a little bit of a finger touch there, just so it stops my arms flying around. Okay, I'm going to keep my hands together. I'm going to do 2 wood chops. So down to your right and up to your corner. You're going to do 1 more. And then I'm going to do 2 halos on my right side. So that's 1 and 2. And then I'm going to do 2 chop the woods on the left, down and lift, and again, down and lift, bringing it down to the thighs and 2 halos on my left side. Okay, now, as our hands are in this position, let's bring them up so the elbows are wide. I'm lightly going to step across and a little rotation, yeah? So instead of standing still, I'm now lightly stepping across. So it's not a curtsy, it's just a step behind. with a little rotation. Yeah. I'm going to do one more on the left leg behind the right. Now I'm going to bring the right leg forward and I'm going to do a rotation to the right only. Stop here, elbows wide, push back. Right, then the other side. So it's one. It's going around to the left side because my left leg is forward and then I push back. Okay, I'm going to come down into a squat. As I lift up, I'm going to rotate. I'm going to come down into a squat and lift up, I rotate to the other side. Okay, and then lower down. I'm going to step out right side. So maybe you're 3 o'clock and you're 9 o'clock. So we've gone forward and back, and then we've come side to side, but we stopped and we did a little squat before we moved on to our lunge. Okay, I'm going to take the right knee up, and then I'm going to take the left knee up. All right, so I'm just touching through that knee. There we go. So up we go. Now let's just use an opposite arm reach. Yeah, and the reach. Now I'm going to do 2 on my right, 1 and 2. Yeah, so this is where your brain's saying 2. What does she mean 2? Right, to the side for 2. 1 and 2. Right, so just think 2s at the moment. 1 and 2. 2 hip extensions. 1 and 2, and then the other side. 1 and 2, and then 2 squats. Down for 1 and down for 2. 2 knee raises right. 1. 2 hip abductions right. 2 hip extensions right. Yeah, and lift the arm, push away. 2 squats. Down 1. Now 2 on the other side. I'm going to start to mix it up. So this is kind of the exercises that I'm looking at today in this sequence. We can just mess around with it now. We can play around with all of the movements. Yeah. And again. All right, now down we go for 2 squats. 1 and 2. All right, I'm going to go back to 2 knees right. Then I'm going to go back into 2 abductions. Then 2 knees on the left. Yeah. And then 2 abductions on the left. Then I'm going to do 1 hip extension and 1 squat. 1 hip extension and 1 squat. Yeah, and again, so you do a hip extension, down, squat, other side. Okay, we're going to put this together with our little sequence. So 2 knees right, 1 and 2. 2 abductions right, 1 and 2. 2 knees left. So we've got the frontal, we've got the sagittal plane, and then we've got the frontal plane. Then I'm going to go back to my right leg and do a hip extension, and then I'm going to come down nice and deep into my seat. All right, and then the other side. 1. So rather than do a squat and then a squat stop and then do 2 hip abductions, it's just nice to do lower sit. Yeah, so make it more of a flow. So I didn't flow very well that time. So it's like a 1 through. Yeah, 1. So as I plant the foot down, I go down deep into that squat. Lovely. Lift up, inhale, exhale down, and again, inhale. Now, as I exhale down, let's drop the head, neck, and shoulders. Roll all the way down, far as you can. Really connect through your cylinder. Okay, and then roll up. Okay, should we put all that together? There's a lot to put together there, isn't it? Circle around right and then left. So take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance Okay, and again. All right, now we're going to place the hands on top of the shoulders, and then we're going to come around. Should we do 6 more? That's it. That's it. Halfway through, 4 more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You're going to open your arms. Now you're going to do a rotation. Remember, we keep these arms here for a while, so you're going to get a little bit of a burn. Yeah, a tiny little bit of a lactic acid build-up. Again, you're not swinging around side to side. You can, remember your 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock? So we're going to go into the clock in a moment. 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And again, up we go. And through. 2 more. Really think you can use your screen that you get up, you get as far up as you can to that 12 o'clock. Okay, arms, soften it off. Ripple forward and back. And again, forward and back. And again, 2 more. 1 and open, 2 and open. Bring your right arm over the top and then your left arm over the top. Back to your right arm, back to your left arm. Okay, and then take the hands down. Just circle off the shoulders. Okay, let's think about our clock. Bring the foot forward right, 12 o'clock. 1, left side. So I'm always going to do left and right. 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Into your corners, yeah? So always left and right. To your 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And then into your corner. And then your other corner, there we go. And then you're going to take it behind. Okay. Then, as you bring the foot back, lift up, you're going to do a rotation and then a squat, sit down. And then a rotation and then a squat, sit down. Okay, 2 more. So you do a rotation, you do a squat, sit down, and then a rotation. You're going to leave the arms where they are, and you're going to lunge it forward. A nice big step over. Now I am going to work around. Now I'm going to take it around to my left side. So I'm a little bit warmer now than the first time. The other side. 1. Okay. Take it round, and then round to the other side, and into the center, and push back into your frontal plane. Okay, so into your frontal plane. Out to the side. Bring your hands back together. Step behind lightly. So the right leg comes back and the left leg comes back. Right leg comes back and left. Center down. Inhale up. Roll down as you exhale and come all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, exhale, roll it up. When you get to the top, then you take your shoulders back and down. You lift up the arms, inhale. You're not going to do another roll down. You're just going to take the arms down to exhale. Wood chop down and lift up to the corner. 1 more time. Down and lift. Now halo around for 2. 1. So you've got the idea, ladies, that you're doing it on the right side, and then we do the left side. So you come down and lift, and again, down and lift. And then you're going to halo, bring the hands down, and then you're going to halo around. Halo all the way around. Let the arms go. Circle back on the right shoulder, and then circle back on the left shoulder. 1 more time, and then we're going to do the knee. So this is all really about balance work now. 2 knee raises. Yeah, 2 abductions. So keeping you on your left leg for 4 movements, the other side. I switch now onto my right leg for balance, yeah? Then we come out. Then I'm going to do a hip extension on my right, and then come down. Try and make it smooth as you can. So it's like, it's not kind of like plant, squat, yeah? It's a lift nice and gracefully. Place it down. Push, press down. You're really light on the foot, yeah? So as you come back into that squat position, light down. One more time. Out, in, and through. Just take the arms away. Give me a breath. Inhale, exhale, and again. Up we go. Inhale and exhale. Ladies, let's take our legs out nice and wide and just go into a side lunge. Yeah. So side lunge over. Thinking now about opening out through the pelvic floor, putting the pelvic floor muscles under a little bit of strain. Yeah? So when we start opening the legs, starting to work and contract the pelvic floor. Pelvic floor muscles, we talk about them all the time. This hammock that holds up all our internal organs. And have you ever tried sort of jumping up and down on a trampoline or being outside and you get that urge, you just want to go to the toilet, yeah? Or you just make a leakage. And that is just saying that my pelvic floor muscles are weak. And again, so it's not just about pelvic floor muscles when we talk about the toilet, it's also about in the bedroom. So pelvic floor muscles, really important for strength, not just for, for toilet. Two subjects we don't really talk about. I've stopped talking about that now. Okay, open the arms, bring it through, and open. And again, come through, and open. Bring your arms down, bring your feet together, squeeze up through those pelvic floor muscles, hands at the side of the ribs, inhale, and exhale and through. So remember we talk about as you inhale, your diaphragm pushes down, this dome-shaped muscle here. As you inhale, it pushes down. As you exhale, it's pulling the pelvic floor muscles up, 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 yeah? So it's kind of doing the opposite of what you think. So inhale, it comes down. Exhale, it pulls up. So it's the out breath that's really important, yeah? So concentrate, eyes closed. Inhale and exhale. You can almost feel it, can't you? Just tighten up when you concentrate. Inhale and exhale. There we go. Relax the arms at the side of you. Just come over and give you a side bend. That's it. Time for floor. There we go. Time for floor. So let me just take our mat out. Lower the screen. Okay, so we're going to do some hip work along the pelvic floor, obviously. We're just going to work on sort of strengthening and mobilizing the hips a little bit more. All right, there we go. All right, so are we all okay in there? Yes? All good. The music's all right with you. All right, so stand at the back of your mat, drop your head, neck and shoulders and roll down. All right, so we're not going to come down on the floor yet, so just give me a roll down and then roll it back up. Yeah. Now, my next one, instead of a roll down, I want you just to break down at the hips. Notice my back now is flat, not into an extension. The moment I come down at this level into a deadlift, I've got this stretch at the back of my thighs. And notice as I'm lifting up, so I'm lifting up, I'm coming down. It's not a roll down, it's come down. It's like, bringing a board down and trying to think what you can do. Like I know I was in the caravan, you'd have this a table you could bring down from the wall and there would be down into a flat position. I want you to think of it like that, yeah? Unhook and come down, back nice and flat. See? Back flat and lift up. So there's no roll up and there's no roll down. It's a break here at the hips. Now we're going to change it to a roll down. So see the difference. Look at the softness of the movement. The softness. Look at the back. Yeah, arched back. Yeah, so I'm in a flex position. I'm coming forward into a downward facing dog and I'm going to push my heels into the floor And then I'm going to walk out into a full plank position. Okay, full plank position. I'm going to drop my right knee down and then my left knee down. I'm going to go back on my right and then back on my left. And I go back to a full plank. Let's do it on the other side. Left knee down, right knee down, left knee leg back, right leg back. Then both knees to the floor and sit back into your child's pose. I'm going to do a modified scorpion with you. So we're going to come down onto our tummy. Okay. All right. I've got my hands, arms into a kind of a square position down onto the floor. And I'm going to lift up. I haven't got a lot of room. I'm going to lift up and just take this leg here closest to the camera. I'm just going to take it behind me. And then I'm going to come through and press into my forearm. Then the other side. Yeah, so I'm rolling. The arms can come up off the floor, obviously, but I just want that rotation through the hip. Yeah, can we feel that? So out, press down into that rotation. I mean, take your leg much further back here in distance, but it won't go back because there's not enough room there. All right, and then the other side. So you see how far you can come over. All right. Bringing your hands just underneath you. You're going to lift up. Okay, so come back into all fours. Now I'm going to go into commando. Down and down. So I'm in like a dolphin position now. We come forward. Okay, so I'm going to come up on my right leg and then I'm going to come down. And then up on my left leg, I'm going to come down. I'm going to come into an abduction on my right. And then an abduction on my left. Okay, so I'm going to do one of each. So I'm going to go up into a donkey kick, into a hip extension, then into a fire hydrant, and then we do that onto the other side. So we come up, and then lower, and then out to the side. Right, and again, one more. So into your donkey kick, and down, and then open and close. You've got all that time now off your hands and your wrists. Sit back and sink into your child's pose. Forward we come slightly, taking your arms through and lift away. And again, arms through. Remember your clock. We're going to go up to 12 o'clock. Then the other side. So we come down, drop your shoulder to the floor, and then the arm, does this arm come up to 12 o'clock? Or does it come up as easily as your right arm? Yeah, or you've got more stiffness in this side of the body. Okay. All right, from this position, we've gone back to all fours. Come back on your right leg and then onto your left. Okay, I'm going to do a single lunge. So I'm going to come around to my right side and push back. And then around to my left side and push back. Yeah, and again, one more. Around, tap it through and back. So you really open out that hip. Modify it. Down on the ground, 1, yeah, and 2, up to you, 2 more, so you bring it round, so you bring your elbow to round towards your knee, okay, sink to return, child's pose. All right, ladies, seated position, get your mini ball. And we're going to put the mini ball between the thighs. All right, so again, we just want that pelvic floor work. I'm going to break everything up there. So here we go. So into your seated position, you're going to come into a little half a roll back, squeezing the ball, and then lift up. Yeah, and again, coming back. Inhale and exhale. Come back as far as you want to. yeah, whatever. But as I lift up, I'm coming back into a seated position, yeah. Back we go, and lift up, and again. Now, I'm going to do a bow and arrow, but normally in a bow and arrow, we do it like this, don't we? We come back, and we lift up, and then we come back. Should we try and make it just a little more intense? So take it back and hold it, right? So I've got a lovely isometric workout around my cylinder. I'm going to come into a bow and arrow without coming up, yeah? Into my bow and arrow without coming up. So I know when I do any sort of ab classes, especially with ladies, it's like if I'm not getting the burn, it's not working. So all the wood chops that we do, yeah, all of the halos, all of the lunges with rotation, they're all functional work for the abs. You're working the muscles from the bottom of your ribs to your pelvis. You think of your cylinder, yeah, you're going to do one more, just one more. Okay, you're going to roll all the way back. I'm going to come forward. You're going to come all the way back onto the mat. So you're going to open your arms and you're going to lift the legs up into a tabletop position. You're going to come out to your right side. Remember, try and keep that distance away from the floor because you still want that abdominal workout. Yeah, out we go. And up and through. So notice where my heels and my legs, they stay in, they're not moving. And some of you I can see are doing this already. If I do this, ladies, there isn't. I'm switching off my core muscles, yeah? I've got a lovely stretch in my back, but I really haven't got a lot going on here. So let's think about this. Take your legs away, tabletop, over, and then over. I'm going to start to put some movements together so they flow, right? So we've gone from a half a roll back to an isometric, not thread like a needle, like a bow and arrow. Then we came down on the mat and we did knee rolling. Now I'm going to change my knee rolling. I'm going to move on to another exercise. I'm going to place the feet down and I'm going to tilt the pelvis and I'm going to lift up. And then I'm going to lower down just halfway. But notice as I'm coming down, I'm not just flopping here, right? It's turn, lift, rock the pelvis, down and lower. Notice now, lift, up, vertebrae by vertebrae, bring it down. But I've got a little bit of space here, just a tiny bit of space. Tilt the pelvis, lift up. See, as you can see, how I'm working with the vertebrae, yeah, lifting up. So I'm not, as I come down, watch how I'm going to do this now, it's not going to be like, yeah, not there. So it's a kind of a movement through each vertebrae as you lift up, hold, pause at the top, and then come down. Right, if we've got this, let's put it all together. Up we go, and then lower. Bring your knees into your chest. Head, neck and shoulders away, and then you're going to come into your half a roll back, yeah? So we're going to go into 4 basic half roll backs, and then we're going to do the isometric work through the bow and arrow. Yeah. Back we go, and lift. One more time. Back we go, and lift. Now, isometric. Hold it there. 1. And 2 and 3. Only one more. And 4. Okay. Roll it all the way back. Control it. As you come back, lifting the legs. And then you go straight into your knee rolling. Knee rolling. One more. Okay, and then you're going to bring your feet down onto the floor. Tilt the pelvis, lift up to bridge, lower the vertebrae down a little lower, and then the moment you come down low, you come back up again. You're halfway, you've got 2 left to do. 2 left. So that's 1. Last one, and then we're going to take that ball away. Up we go. take the ball away. All right, take the ball away. Take the right ankle onto the left knee and then lift that leg away. So immediately I've come into a tabletop position. So if you can't get there, don't worry, you can place your hands here and your head, neck and shoulders down, or you can be here. But I want this as a glute hamstring stretch, all right? So you may find that you're strong enough to hold it like this. Take the foot down, roll over to your right. So you stretch all the way through. And then over to your other side. But when you roll over, ladies, see this knee is up. See, it's up to the ceiling. It's not down, flat, yeah? I want it open. Okay, come back, other side. So ankle onto knee, lift up, find the stretch. Hold that there. Get the stretch. Remember, you can always, take your hands through, lace the fingers. Then take it down, roll over to your left side first, and then over to your right side. Taking your legs away, hands on top of the knees and make some circles. 3 and 4. Okay. From that position, just open, press on the inner thigh and just open out to that pelvic floor. Okay, close off, bring yourself around and you're going to come back onto all fours. Right, so back onto all fours. You're going to take your right leg back and then your left leg back. Okay, then from that position, you're going to do that side lunge. You're going to bring the foot around. Then you're going to drop the back knee. Yeah, so I'm bringing it round. You can drop the back knee, or you can stay here if you want to. Then this arm here opens. All right, so now I go back to my 12 o'clock. You can lower the back knee or take it up. You've got a nice hip flexor stretch with rotation. But in a really advanced stretch, we are at the end of the class, we are nice and warm, we can always give these things a go. Take your hand down and step back, yeah, the other side, lunge it out, through, drop your back knee if you want to, or lift it up, and then into your rotation. Hand down. Take that leg back and then walk your hands back in. That's quite hard to go from a full plank and then walk into your feet. All right, touch your feet, touch, and then you roll up. And you roll up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Let me just move my camera slightly. I'll move my mat out of the way. Ladies, just take your hands in front of you, a little light turn, just a little light step away, that's it. Okay. Hands on top of the shoulders, and then just circle around. Take your arm across your body, and then just looking over your right shoulder, and then the arm across, and looking over your left shoulder. And I just want you now to hold on to something just for balance. Make sure we get some nice calf raises here. I'm just going to hold on to my door or wall, and I'm going to lift up onto my tiptoes, yeah? Now I'm going to lift and push. So right up on my tiptoes and push down, yeah? So it's like a pedal push that we do, but I really want you to come up high, yeah? High. That's it. You don't have to use the door if you don't want to. In a moment we will, but we need to use it. We're going to go work more intensely. High. High. Yeah? Okay. Now, take both feet up, nice and high. Then lower the right only, yeah? So my left knee is just kind of bending to allow movement down, yeah? And again, and then let's do that the other way. So it's down and lift, yeah? So I'm allowing the knee, I have to allow it to bend to allow the length, allow my left leg to lengthen, okay? Both legs up, lower down, but don't come to the floor, and then back up again. So you're going to feel this at the back of your calf, yeah, into your calf muscle. So these are your calf raises, yeah, up. And if you suffer with Achilles problems, yeah, anything like that, weak ankles, calf muscle strain, yeah, weak calves, then what you can do is you could put a rucksack on your back, couldn't you? And you could take extra weight when you're coming up into your calf raise.